When I first saw the DWC Devanagari, the first thing that caught my attention wasn't the movement or the specifications. It was the dial, the Devanagari numerals, the burgundy color, and the overall design made it look completely different from the watches I already had it in my collection. So I decided to get one, and now I have had this watch with me for about a week. And even though it's still early days, I thought it would be interesting to share my experience after actually wearing it for a week. I think the more interesting question is not whether I liked it when I bought this watch, but whether I still feel the same way about it today. So, this is the Delhi Watch Company's Devanagari Chronograph. Let's start with the obvious, the dial. DWC has used an enamel dial with applied Devanagari indices, and honestly I think this is what makes the entire watch. You have got the Devanagari numerals, the two subdials, the date window at 6 o'clock, and the DWC branding underneath 12. There is quite a lot happening here, but I don't think it looks overly complicated. Everything has its own place, and the Devanagari numerals give the watch a very distinct identity. I also really like the little details. For example, you have the Devanagari date wheel, which is something you might not immediately notice, but once you do, it makes the whole design feel more cohesive. It's not just a normal chronograph with Devanagari numbers put on top. The theme has been carried through different parts of the watch. The case is made from 316 stainless steel and measures 39 mm in diameter, 47 mm lug-to-lug, and 11 mm thickness. And for me, this is really a good size. The dial has quite a lot of information, so I think keeping that case at 39 mm makes the watch feel much more wearable. It has enough presence on the wrist, but it doesn't feel oversized or bulky. Then you have the chronograph powered by the TMI VK64 meca-quartz movement. You get the convenience of quartz, but when you use the chronograph, you still get that satisfying mechanic style hand movement. The chronograph tracks the minute, while the other subdial is a 24-hour indicator. So you get some useful functionality without making the dial even more complicated. The Devanagari comes with a genuine leather strap and a 20 mm lug width. And I think this strap suits the watch really well. With the burgundy dial and the overall design, it gives the watch a slightly more traditional and dressier look. At the same time, because it's standard 20 mm lug width, you have plenty of options if you want to experiment with different straps later. Now coming to my experience, after 1 week, honestly I have really enjoyed wearing this watch. It's comfortable, the size works really well for me, and the biggest thing is that I haven't got bored of looking at the dial. In fact, I find myself noticing the Devanagari numerals every time I look down at the watch, and I think that's a pretty good design. Of course, 1 week isn't enough for me to talk about long-term durability or how the watch will perform after 6 months or a year. So I'm not going to pretend that this is a full durability test, but for the first week of ownership, everything has been great for me so far, and I haven't come across anything that I would consider a major negative. And that's actually what I like about this watch. You can find plenty of chronographs with good specifications, but the Devanagari isn't trying to compete only on specifications. The main attraction here is the personality. It has a very strong Indian identity, and that's what makes it stand out. So would I recommend it? Based on my first week with the watch, absolutely yes. If you're looking for something different from the usual black, blue, or white dial chronographs, and you want something with a little more character, I think the Devanagari is definitely worth considering. And I'm actually planning to keep wearing this watch, so maybe sometime down the line, after 6 months or a year, we can come back to this video and see whether my opinion has changed. But for now, after 1 week with the DWC Devanagari, I'm genuinely enjoying it. This is the Delhi Watch Company's Devanagari Chronograph, and I think this is my 1 week ownership review. Hit subscribe for more watch content like this. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.